Hey friends, how you doing everybody? It's your good pal Sean Pierce Johnson here, and it is SPJ Live once again. Hope you enjoyed the little mellowy, kind of synthy patty, playing overy kind of thing. I don't know. Now that I've finally got this 2020 pedal board together and I've got a few more ambient things, been messing around with some ambient stuff, playing over some pads to really get some kind of, chord changey things going on and just kind of play against different chord voicings and see what kind of soloing stuff works over them. It's a cool little exercise, if you have I know, what's his face? Rick Beato, that's the name that I'm looking for. He does that a lot with a freeze pedal. I'm using the Walrus Audio Slow, which I like a lot. And we'll be doing a video more in detail of the 2020 pedal board build, or at least what ended up making the final cut, because there's already been changes, which is amazing. So, but you guys haven't seen the last video. That'll be coming this Saturday. But hey, welcome back. It's great to have you all here. If this is your first time joining in live, thank you so much for doing so. If you're watching on the replay, I appreciate it just as much as if you would tune in. We do this every week at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We come together, we hang out for a little bit, chat about some guitar, do some interesting, cool stuff. I play a little bit, and, we do some different kind of things around here, like we might be doing later on today. Of course, I want to just quickly share with you all a little discovery I made before I acknowledge those of you that have joined in, with 10 people watching right now, which is awesome. I'm gonna be a guinea pig right now for the first time. Golden Road Brewing, very close to my hometown, in the San Fernando Valley, released this plant-back organic hazy IPA. Found a 6-pack of this at the local Sprouts market for $10. And in addition to it being an organic craft beer IPA, you also get a pack of organic seeds with it. Mine came with basil. I don't know if that's everything, but it's kind of cool. You get organic beer, $10 for 6 of them. Pretty good deal. You get some organic seeds, start a little garden. So that's pretty cool. So cheers to all of you for joining in tonight. Smells pretty good. Tastes pretty good too. I like that. It's very nice. Who all we got joining us here tonight? Of course, usual suspect as always, Mr. Ben Coombs, moderator to the stars. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Tom Lyle joining in. How you doing, Tom? Great to have you here. Hey, look, it's Tyler Jackson. Haven't seen you in a while, bud. Welcome back. Terry's 3G's in the house. How are you, Terry? Music Therapy Laz is, of course, in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Let's see, what's going on here? I'm driving and using voice to text while working. Nice. In 2 chat rooms, apparently. Whew. We got a veteran punk rocker on another show I can't miss. I do not discredit you for doing that. Awesome. Very well. Ah ha ha! Look at that. Mr. Troublemaker himself, Mr. Aaron Lee of Albus Band, J&J's House of Jams. Howdy, neighbor. Good to see y'all. Audio level's a bit low. I'll turn up the guitar a little bit, but I don't want to overdo it. I'm trying to, make sure we're not distorting and whatnot. All right. Very nice. Good to see you all here. Glad you guys are the years of the ovary. Oh boy. Did I say ovary? I don't know who said ovary, but someone said ovary, and it's apparently funny, which I agree. Or do I? Voice is quite low. Let me see what I can do here. Audio. Hey! I'm just using the internal microphone, so it's not like I can really do all that much to change that. Maybe if I, mellowy, jammy, ovary. Oh, well. Slip of the tongue. Slip o' da tongue. Input volume. Let's increase that input volume. How about that? There we go. That should help. Maybe. All right. Hopefully that works. Hopefully you guys are hearing a little bit more than you were hearing. Yeah, man, just been spending a lot of time. What have I been doing this week? Spending a lot of time just kind of hanging out. Definitely been getting ready to do some work. I've been making some phone calls, sending some emails, jonesing after that new Strymon pedal. It's got my name on it, and hopefully we'll be getting one of those so that we can check it out in more detail in the studio soon. Hopefully we'll have the third part of the pedal board build video series up on Saturday, and then we'll have another demo coming next week. As far as everything else, messing around with this new pedal board. It's finally done and ready to go. I'm really enjoying the combination of effects that I got going on, especially this one. That kind of sound just works, you know? And let's see. That's always kind of cool. And so is this. You know, doing all kinds of the nasty stuff. That's, you know, gotta have a good time with that. But I definitely see, even though I am happy with the assortment of pedals that are on this board, which you'll see glimpses of in the final part of the build series, but you're also going to see when we do a full rundown where I, you know, talk about my choices and why I was choosing different things. You'll see even by then there will be changes to the final board. That's one of the reasons why I've never dual locked many things down to a pedal board, is because I change them all far too frequently. But that's, you know, it's all well and good. No harm, no foul. But I thought we might as well cut to the chase and talk about this. So obviously, one of the byproducts of doing this kind of stuff for a living is you just end up with stuff. And not necessarily stuff that you use all the time. It ends up being stuff that you like, but you don't use because you have other things that you like better, and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Tom, the ceiling fan is on. It's actually quite hot today, so I kind of have to keep it on, because otherwise it just gets way too hot in here with the lights and all the studio stuff rolling. It's not a good time. Ben knows what I'm talking about. But, so that means that throughout the year, I'm always purging gear on Reverb. And I figured I have this box of stuff. I thought maybe you guys might want to have first crack at it. And so the idea I kind of had was, hey, let's do live pedal auction. Let's just hang out. Hey, Francisco, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. But I figured, you know, give you guys first crack. You might be able to get it a little bit cheaper than I would initially list on Reverb. I did see some chatter about no minimums. I can't do that because I do need to make some money off this stuff. And I'll just say, like, you know, what I would end up taking would be the absolute bare minimum for what I want. But I'm reasonable, and I like you guys, and you know, if I'm not having Reverb take out fees and shipping and all that stuff, you know, it's a little easier to manage at the end of the day. But there's a lot of stuff because I'm trying to clean up a lot right now. There's just way too much stuff in this room, in the other room, so I want it gone. And yeah, I just want it gone. And so we're gonna kind of put a few things, you know, no minimums would be an absolute butt blasting for SPJ, and we don't want that. I love you, SPJ. Aww, I love you too. Yeah. Yeah, so don't... Hey, Ben Tom, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you here. So I don't want this to be something where we're just, you know, you guys are taking me for the proverbial ride, as it were. But I also don't want it to be where I'm taking you for the proverbial ride, where you're not getting something for being around. Let's see. Oh, I see things. Hey, SPJ, I have a Soldano Hot Rod 50 and a Freeman JJ Jr. Need to bring them over and crank them. Bro, you know where I live. You know where I live. You're right. Let's just do a $10 minimum. Oh, man. Really breaking my balls here, Tyler. Really breaking my balls here. But after, you know, one of the things that I kind of want to just say before we really get into those little auction-y things is that I don't get rid of this stuff because it's not good. I don't get rid of gear because it's bad. I get rid of it because I have other things that I either prefer the sound of, like the sound of better, or it just hasn't really found a way into my workflow. And you'll see some of these things, like, it's all good stuff. But at the very same time, I got a lot of good stuff. And I don't need endless amounts of good stuff. So, why not pass along to you and all that good stuff? Jay Steen, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Laz asking, are you selling any of your cameras? That's one thing I don't have yet that probably could use some decent cameras. I'm not selling any of my camera stuff. We have 3 cameras, 2 of the ones that I use mostly for demo stuff, and we have a DSLR, but all of them get used for various different reasons. And so, with that in mind, I have a list here on my phone of all the gear that I'm wanting to sell, along with the prices that I would like to be getting for these pedals. Now, I'm not going to tell you what they are, and you're just going to have to, you know, do the thing. There are some things on here that I would refer to as feelers rather than I want to sell these outright. This is more, I could probably sell this and get a decent amount of money. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that I want to sell. I think that's reasonable. We can just get started with this whole thing right now. So the first thing that I want to get rid of is honestly one of the cheaper things, and that is from Mxr, and it is the first iteration of the Mxr DC brick. I will be fully transparent with you guys. Make sure you know what comes with it. You get the 18-volt supply to plug into the wall, to then plug into the DC brick to distribute the power. You'll get all the power cables that you'll need in order to power everything, every single port, and of course, the DC brick. Now, Velcro on the top, Velcro on the bottom. This was on my wife's pedal board for about 3 to 5 years, something like that. 4 9-volt outputs, 2 18-volt outputs, and an 18-volt in. Very low profile kind of power supply. and a very good power supply, very quiet kind of power supply. But a few years ago, those of you who remember, I got a huge care package of stuff from Warwick and Rockboard, and one of the things that they sent was a plethora of different power supplies for various different types of pedals, and one of those power supplies was a very similar product to the DC Brick. So on my wife's pedal board now, she has one of those powering everything she needs. It's very similar to this. We don't need this anymore. And so that'll be one of the things that, you know, if any of you need a good, honest to God power supply and don't want to have to worry about a whole lot of fuss, this is a pretty good one. She ran a lot of stuff that was high voltage on it, used up the 18 volt stuff. It powered a Line 6 wireless microphone receiver, which is pretty incredible. Let's see, there was the Line 6 DL4, a Phaser, a Distortion, and then there was one other thing on there. I think there may have been a Reverb on there. But that's one of the things that we're going to be putting on the auction block today, so to speak. Hi, Janice. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Tyler's asking, can you give us a rundown on all that will be offered before you start the bidding? Yes, we're in the process. Second thing is another MXR pedal, and this is a new one. This is one that just came out this year, and I'm going to be putting up the Mxr Octavio. Now, a lot of you might have seen the demo of this, and I really, really do think this is a great, absolutely fantastic octave fuzz. It is very, very good, but I don't use octave fuzz all that much. The only other octave fuzz that I have currently in the collection is actually the Orange Fur Coat, which is more based on the Fox Tone Machine. A little bit of a different kind of character, but that's the kind of octave fuzz sound that I find myself gravitating towards more than, say, an Octavio, you know, sort of the Roger Mayer school of octave fuzz. So this will be up on the auction block as well. The third thing is a pedal that I actually really like, but have just, again, not found much of a use for. D-Sound, company from Russia, and their Fisherman distortion pedal. It's the pedal with a cat or something on it. I think it's a cat. Some people say it's not a cat. The internet likes cats, so I said it has a cat on it. And it's basically a clone of a Friedman BEOD. Same exact controls, just a different enclosure and some cute artwork. And it sounds good. There's a demo of it on the channel, so that will be up for grabs. Next one is a pedal that we demoed towards the end of last year. It's a Reverb, and it's a very good Reverb. It is the Shift Line A+ Astronaut Multiverb Space Unit. This is an incredibly powerful little reverb pedal that is just, it's got so many different reverb sounds. It looks like it's only got what's on the encoder right here, but if you press and hold on the foot switch and then turn the mode selector, you get a further layer of reverb sounds to choose from. It only needs 80 milliamps to power. There's crazy kind of stuff in here, like, let's see. It's got a modulated reverb. It's got a spring, a room, a plate, all your standard kind of stuff. A bunch of different shimmer effects, ping pong delay, reverse delay. It's got some delays in here. It's got a reverb mode in it called Skynet. I'll let that sink in for a minute. It's got a reverb called Skynet. You know, whatever. Hey, Riley's here. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So this will be going up. It's not that I don't like it, but I have the Walrus Audio Slow on it, and it does pretty much what I want it to do. For that ambient kind of reverb, can make a reverb pad off of it. So there's that. Then we have this pedal from Big Joe Stompbox Co., the Vintage 2 Overdrive. This is sort of a feeler, but then again, it's also, I don't really know where to put it in terms of my pedal collection and the various different boards that I'm going to be building. This is probably one of the most fascinatingly good and just very unapologetically raw distortion overdrive pedals that I've ever played. Presence, drive, output, and a character selection. And it can kind of go from sort of boosty, tube screamery kind of stuff to just amp in a box kind of vintage, martially British crunch. It's a crunch box, really. And it's a really good one. Heavy-duty, raw metal enclosure. This was one of the first pedals from Big Joe that we checked out on the channel, and it's just been an absolute treat. It really has been. Just a very, very nice overdrive pedal. So we're going to be putting that up as well. Though I don't really want to. I want to keep it because I like it, but I haven't been using it. So somebody's going to have to convince me to let it go. Then we're going to get into some more popular stuff, and this is going to be kind of weird because I love this company and I love all the stuff that they do, but there's a few pedals from Walrus Audio, and there's a reason for all of them. The first one being the ARP87. Now this is a digital delay, a fantastic digital delay. If I had to kind of put it into perspective, imagine if the, well, let's just put it this way. Imagine if the Flashback and the Boss DD3 had a baby that it had the sounds that were as good as, if not better than, the Flashback, but it had all the ease and functionality and just honest-to-God roadworthiness of the Boss stuff. This was, for a while, my absolute favorite digital delay pedal on the market until the Mako D1 came out. And because I have the Mako on the board, it has a digital mode, it has a analog mode. This does have a lo-fi mode on it. This sort of has a lo-fi mode on it. Like you can make some things lo-fi. There's a slap on here, but slap. Put a short delay time. Less repeats. No big deal. You get the instruction manual. There's a pick in there. There's a sticker in there. Ultimately, it just comes down to, it's a fantastic pedal. But I have the newest and latest thing that works just as well for me. The next two, and I'm going to bring up both of them, are both, again, Walrus Audio pedals. These are absolute 100% feelers. I am really torn about getting rid of these because they are so good. But like I said, I have other things, and they're just like, they're just a little bit better, or they fit my sound that much better. So the first one is the Lillian Phaser, which I love, and I really, really don't want to get rid of. But last year, there you go, Lillian Phaser. The only thing that has dual lock on the back from when I filmed the video. It's not gone anywhere since I filmed the video last year. It's a fantastic phaser pedal. I love it. I think it's awesome. However, I am usually a Phase 90 guy, and last year at the SoCal Guitar Show during the summer, I got a Boss Super Phaser, which is kind of along the lines of the more adventurous phasing that I want to get. And so this has just been sitting in the box, hasn't been used. I like it. I don't want to get rid of it. So again, feeler, somebody's going to have to convince me to get rid of it. And then this last one is another one I don't really want to get rid of because it sounds good. And this also kind of fits the Octavia kind of sound that I really want to go for. Plus, it just looks awesome. And there's so much stuff that you can do with it, and that's Congra. The artwork is fantastic. It's amazing. I love it. It's Himalayan pink artwork with the mountains and the bridge, and it just looks beautiful. The sounds that it comes up with are based on a vintage K fuzz with a mid-range filter. It can have envelope. It can have expression control. There's a modern and a vintage voicing to the fuzz, a mid-range control. You can set the sensitivity and this resonant peak to the filter that's just all kinds of disgustingly good. I really don't want to, but, you know, when you're not using something and somebody out there can use it and make some music with it, pass it along to a good home, make some money in the process. So that'll be up for the thing. And now we're kind of reaching the bottom of the stack, which is just pedals right now. There is other gear. However, that'll be probably Craigslist or Reverb. So this one is the Carvin Mach 100 pedal board power supply, or not power supply, power amp. Basically, it is a sort of Mxr size enclosure, one knob for the level. It's two sides, left, right, stereo power amp you can put on your pedal board, and it has 50 watts per side, so a total of 100 watts. The power supply for it is huge, so just, you know, be advised. It needs a decent transformer, I suppose. Instruction manual, and I know this caused a little bit of a controversy some time ago when it came out, because people were saying it's like part and parcel of the Harley Benton pedal board power supply. But I just don't use it. So if somebody can use it and wants to build a pedal board based guitar rig, you know, have at it, my friends. This is yours. I also have a Carvin wireless microphone system. You'll get the transmitter and receiver with it, as well as a handheld microphone for it, and the charging base. If you put rechargeable AA batteries in the microphone that will come with this set, you can stick it in here and recharge the batteries without having to take the batteries out of the microphone, which is pretty cool. So that's going to be a thing. Let's see. Okay. So first, this is one that I'm wrestling over just because I like it so much. But again, you know, somebody out there probably is going to want the Nux Cerberus, and I haven't used it in a very long time, so somebody might want something like this. It's great. It's a whole pedal board in one little thing. You can do 2-cable, 4-cable method, expression pedal. The sounds in here are great. The delay and reverb are basically what's in the Atlantic. The distortion and the overdrive are loosely based around the JHS Morning Glory and the Angry Charlie. Great stuff. Built-in cab sim. Oh, and by the way, this has a built-in cab sim that you can engage and disengage at your will. If anybody really, really wants this, I will do this thing for you. If you buy it here, if you buy it tonight, what I'll do for you is I will send you a list of the different impulse responses that I have. And I will load one of those impulse responses onto this pedal for you to use in the cab sim. And if you want me to rifle through them and maybe give you an idea of what I like best with it, I will try it out before I ship it to you. But that I will make as an option only if somebody buys it live tonight. For future reference, anybody watching this, once this live broadcast is done, I'm not taking any more offers. I'm not taking any more. I'm not taking any inquiries via YouTube for this stuff. You will have to go on my Reverb shop and buy it that way. And I will only give the impulse response loaded into the cab sim on this if someone buys it tonight. And then there's these other two. Now, again, I say feelers because feelers. I'm putting up the Hydra because it's fantastic and I love it and I think it really sounds cool and so much fun, but I have not used it in a very long time. So if somebody wants it, you're going to have to pay a good price for it. It doesn't have the power supply. I could probably find it if I can find it. I'm sure it's around here somewhere, but it's not in the box right now. And then the last thing for this round will be the New Neighbor Neuron. This pedal's fantastic. It made the best of Stompbox Saturday. I believe it was last year, because it truly is one of the best preamp pedals on the market. It feels really good despite it being digital. It feels really good. And it sounds really good too. But again, I haven't used it in a very long time. I would like to keep it because there are situations where I see myself using it. So if you want it, you're going to have to pay for it. So how are we going to do this? Basically, here's how this is going to go. We're going to pick up a pedal. Going to give you guys about a couple minutes to mull over your thoughts and everything. And then we'll kind of start the bidding. I do have minimums that I would like to make off of these pedals because this stuff kind of does need to actually help me financially right now. So I can't do these silly kind of what I often refer to as bro deals. Unless, of course, like in JJ's case, you live really, really close and will be able to just drive over, hand me cash, and we call it a day. Yes, Terry, $1 million. And yes, Aaron, I am shocked I'm considering moving the Neuron too. I really don't want to. Just like with the Hydra, I really don't want to. But, you know, needs are needs, and you can't eat pedals. I've tried, and it hurts. So we'll open up the bids. You guys can start making bids. If we don't reach a minimum with the minimum I'd like to make off of these within, I would say, a 5-minute period, because I don't want to be here all night, we're just going to move on. So once we reach the minimum, I will tell you guys that we have reached the minimum. Then, if you win, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to either DM me on Instagram, and that will either be at Stompbox Saturday, or you can DM me there, or you can email me with your shipping and contact information. I'm going to need it all, so name, address, phone number, all that good stuff. And the email address is going to be in the description box. Then you'll need to pay me. And I will not ship until you actually send payment. You can do that via PayPal. PayPal email address is in the description box below. But of course, if you just want to tip me via PayPal, you can do that as well. Any donations are more than welcome here to keep the channel going and support the channel during these times. But like I said, if we don't reach my minimum in a 5-minute period, we move on. We do the next one, and basically here's how it's going to go. Tom's saying shipping to Canada, $17 to $22. Yeah, so here's kind of the way that pedals usually ship with me. An average pedal weighs about a pound to a pound and a half once packed in a cardboard box. Through Reverb, I'm usually able to ship pedals for around $10 within the United States, the continental United States, or no, the lower 48, I'll say. The lower 48. Hawaii and Alaska usually might be a little bit of an upcharge. So shipping in the States is going to probably end up being between $10 and $15. I'm going to just go ahead and round it to say it's probably going to be more like $12. Shipping to Canada really does vary. I've paid as little as $17, as you said, to as much as $25. So it's most likely going to be, let's see, I could do 20, but it's probably going to have to be 23. That's just the only way that I can do it. I'm going to try to do the best I can to help you guys out during all of this. Obviously, I want everybody to want us to have some fun. I want you guys to get some cool pedals. But I also have to remember that I need to make some money. But rest assured that no other person other than the Postal Service is going to be getting money for stuff that I have to send. All the money is going direct to me. It's going into the channel. It's going into my family, going into my household. Right here, Ben has very kindly copied and pasted the information that you're going to need to know if you want to, buy some pedals. Francisco saying, I live in Chile, South America. I paid a ton of shipping getting my pedal board together throughout the years. Exactly. It's shipping is what ends up biting a lot of companies in the butt. And that's just the way of it. So, what do you say we get started? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? All right, let's start. So, first thing we're gonna do probably the cheapest thing. Oh no! You don't get a discount because it fell. We're gonna do the. You know what? I'm gonna hold off on this one because this is actually technically my wife's. So I should just ask her if we can get rid of it. Let's do the Octavio. So again, the Octavio, octave fuzz, like the Jimi Hendrix version, basically is the Jimi Hendrix pedal, just in an Mxr enclosure, 2 knobs, output and fuzz, doesn't get terribly dirty, but you know, there it is. It's a good one. There's a video on the channel if you want to check out a little bit of that beforehand. Let's see. I would like to make for it. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and start the opening bids at... We're going to start the opening bids at $80. But I have a minimum. And I will tell you when we reach the minimum. So, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start your bidding. Mxr Octavio. I would play it right now, but you know what? Maybe I can't. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Figured it out. I can play it. What up, you dirty Mark? Good to see you, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about. By the way, the longer I play this, the more likely I am to keep it. So if you really want it, start bidding. Starting opening bids at 85, 80. Enter your bids in the comment, in the chat, by the way. That's how we're doing this. I'm not seeing any interest for this one. I'm sensing that there's no interest. So, should we move on? I'm sensing that there's no interest. None? Well, I played it long enough that I still like it, so I might end up keeping it now. I win. All right, we're moving on. And now, let's do the Mach 100 power amp. Stereo, 50 watts per side, power amp from Carvin. Like we said earlier, it caused a little bit of a controversy when it was released because it's very similar to a product that Harley Benton has. We are going to start the opening bids for this at $80. And we are going to start that with your bids in the comments in 3, 2, 1, go. And for now, you just get to listen to me screw around or something like that. You'll be able to listen as to why some of the things are getting sold. Yeah, Ben, I totally get not getting into the octave up thing. It's not for everybody, and that's totally cool. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be, but it certainly has its use. And outside of that, there's just no reason. I'm sensing no interest. Aaron, I'm going to leave you in charge of telling me when to move on. So if you think we should move on, we'll move on. Talk amongst yourselves. Aaron says we move on, we move on. Okay. Time for the Russian Pikachu pedal. The D Sound Fisherman. BEOD. That's what we're going to be doing. Hey, Simon, how you doing, buddy? Financially challenged at the moment. I totally understand. Totally understand. Riley, it's not the Strymon Night Sky that you're hearing at the moment. That was actually the Chase Bliss Dark World. Tom wants the ARP 87. Well, it's coming up in a bit, so don't worry. So this guy, D Sound, from Russia, with a cat Pikachu thing on it, BEOD clone, sounds fantastic. We're going to start this opening bids at $75. You put your bids in the comment section starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. $75. BEOD clone. I want to plug it in for a little bit. How about that? All right, here goes. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, I'm sensing no interest. So, you got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. It's over. Moving on. Moving on. Shiftline Astronaut, A+, Multiverb, Space Unit, Crazy, Trippy, Reverb, Multi-Modes, Too Many Things in a small little enclosure. Sounds awesome. Opening bids, we're going to do an opening bid of $100. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bids. Start at $100. I'm gonna plug it in, and we're gonna listen to it a little. Hey, Mickey, how you doing, buddy? Jay, we're doing the Shiftline Astronaut Multiverb Space Unit. You're hearing a little bit of it. Francisco has a bid of 110. We're not at the reserve yet. Francisco says 120, and we're not at the reserve yet. But then, as Albus said, think of it as like a Russian slow fathom cosmonaut astronomer. And that's a very accurate descriptor, because it has a lot of the normal stuff that the fathom has, but it has some of the more dreamy stuff that you would hear in slow cosmonaut or astronomer. That's fun. Why don't you just start the bidding at the reserve price? Well, that's a good point, Tyler. I thought about doing that. It's probably a good idea to do that. Okay, so Francisco has a bid of 130, which doesn't reach the reserve that I was wanting to, or the minimum that I was wanting to get for it. But obviously with Francisco, you're in Chile. It's going to be like a lot of money in shipping, probably like close to 20 some odd dollars. So he's looking at about 150, which 150 was the minimum that I was wanting to make off of it. So far, Francisco has the highest bid at 130. I'm seeing some interest from other guys, and this is the last couple minutes we're going to spend on this one, and then we're going to move on. Francisco must really want this one. 140. And at this point, I'm going to say Francisco has it. So if you really want to beat out Francisco for this, he's probably going to be walking away tonight with this one. And by the way, I will also be including some little buttons and other little goodies if I can put them in the box to get them to you. So, you know, there you go. Hey, Rock Sully, how you doing, my friend? Good to have you here. Right now, we are, and you're hearing it right now, it's the Shift Line A+ Astronaut Multiverb Space Unit. I'll go ahead and unplug it, actually, so you can see it. We did a recap of everything that was up for sale tonight. It's a very compact, very cool, spacey reverb pedal. Sounds really awesome. And it looks like we're going to do 60 more seconds. So, Francisco, I think it's going to be yours, man. I don't see anybody else doing it. So, I'm going to just count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Francisco, it's yours, buddy. Congratulations. So just follow the instructions that Ben kindly posted up on the screen right here. Get me your information. We're going to work out a way to get this to you. Luckily, this is probably the smallest pedal that's in the auction, so it shouldn't be too hard to get this to you. So, boom. There you go. Good job, buddy. Thanks so much. All right. How about we move on and we'll do the Big Joe Vintage 2 Overdrive. So there it is. Put my name on it. You want me to sign it, Francisco? Is that what you're saying? So we're going to do the Big Joe Vintage 2 Overdrive. We're going to start the bids at Okay, let's start with the opening bid. Okay, how about this? Let's move on this way. I would like to make $125 off of this. So we're going to start opening bids at $90. So from 3, 2, 1, bids starting at $90 for the Big Joe Vintage 2 Overdrive, which I will plug in right now and give y'all a little taste of. Yeah, Sully, it does sound really good, and it's one of the reasons why I really don't want to sell it, because it does sound and feels really good. And it's got this character switch which changes up the way that the mid-range responds. Like, that almost feels like a more like a Thin Lizzy kind of tone. So it does sound really good. Anybody out there wants it? I mean, if you want to buy, we can have buy it nows if you want. Like if you want to just claim it and pay full price of what I want, bro, you guys are more than welcome to do so. I'm not gonna leave that off the table, but it's good, man. It's really good. The only reason I guess that I'm like, I don't really need it is because Big Joe also sent the Empire Overdrive, which is a dual overdrive, and I like the simple overdrive in that just a little bit better than this. But this is a fantastic pedal. It comes with this nice little sack to put your pedal in. There's a sticker in there, and it's all kinds of good stuff. So there you go. And by the way, Francisco, I just got PayPal notification of your payment. Thank you so much for that. We'll work out shipping and figure things out in the coming days, probably sometime next week. So just stay tuned. We'll be in touch. Also, I'm sure you sent me your contact information. I'll be in touch with you that way. So sounds like not much interest, some interest, but not enough to do anything. So we're going to move on here. All right, ARP 87, let's go for it. So here's the deal. Here, yes, Mickey, I said sack. Yes, Ben, I said sack, and I'm not afraid of it. So with this guy, I would like to get $150 for it, but we're going to start bidding at $100. The reserve is not too far from that. So, starting at 100. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bids in the comments. Starting at $100. If you just want it outright, it's $150. $10, $12 shipping in the US. $20 to $22 shipping, most likely internationally. Let's do some stuff with this. All right, we have 142 from Tom Lyle. And Tom, did I see this that you were in Canada? Just want to make sure. But you'll be, if you want it. By the way, the reserve is already met, and Tom's just shy of $150. So. I should add right now, I'm playing with long fingernails. I should not be doing that right now. It's so weird. So nobody else wants a crack at this. All right, we're going to go 1 more minute on this, but I think Tom wants it. So if anybody else really wants the Walrus Audio ARP87, you have 30 seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tom, you now have yourself a Walrus Audio ARP87 delay. You will be very happy, my friend. You also will get the sticker that's inside it, a pick that's inside the box, and there's also, looks like some rubber feet, maybe? What else is in here? There's a business card. There's not rubber feet. No, that's just in there for some reason. Instructions. Little warranty registration, a Walrus Audio sticker, and a Walrus Audio pick. And of course, everybody that gets something tonight is going to get some Stompbox Saturday buttons as well. So, there you go. Tom, congratulations. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. We'll do the same thing like Francisco did. Just follow the instructions for payment on the screen right here. Just send me your payment. Send me an email with your contact information. And since you're in Canada, we'll sort out shipping sometime next week. And whenever I figure out how much that is going to be, I'll let you know and make sure. Oh, right, the hidden algorithm. I totally forgot about that. I already unplugged it. It's already in the box. I'm not going to take it out again, Aaron. Oh, come on. Hey, Russellmania's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. All right. Now we're getting into the stuff that you guys are really going to have to convince me to get rid of. So these you might actually just have to pay for outright. Yeah, Ben, it's going to be one of the like seafoam green Walrus Audio picks. So we're going to do Lillian right now, which is the phaser. It's an awesome phaser that I'm going to plug in and play for a little bit as you guys bid. Now, I really want to make, because this thing is just brand friggin' new. I did the video, I tested it, I did the video for it, put it back in the box. It's been in the box ever since. So I would like to make pretty close to... Sorry, I thought my wife was talking to me. But I would really like to make about 170 bucks off of this. So, 175 is what I was going to list it for on Reverb. You know, just so you know, that's what I would like to make. But we're going to start the opening bids at $120, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your bids in the comments starting at 125. If you want to just off my hands, we're going to call it 175 bucks. It has 4-stage phasing, it has 6-stage phasing. Can make it, let's see. nice subtle phaser, or you can make it a little bit more extreme. Yes, Russell, it does have a sweetness to it, but I'm not seeing any interest in it, so I'm going to unplug it, and it's going to just go up on Reverb. This is your last chance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Buy it now for 175. 3, 2, none. All right, moving on. All right, Congra. Doing the thing with Congra now. Congra, because it's a feeler, I'm gonna be a little like shrewd with this one. This one I would really like to make because I love it so much. It can sell for less, but because I'm stuck on it, don't really want to get rid of it. I kind of want $175 for it. Starting bids at $100. Go. Crag Fusco. Hey, my friend, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Glad to have you here. Right now, I'm auctioning off my Walrus Audio Congra Fuzz. I'm playing it right now. We're starting the bids at $100. The price that if it doesn't sell here tonight, I'm going to sell it on Reverb for $175. If you want to just buy it now, buy it now. But if you want to see if you can get a little bit of a deal on it, go for it. I might even be willing to let it go for $150. it's fun, but it doesn't seem like anybody here wants it, so we're going to move on. All right, so that's that. Now we've really reached the point of the program with the feelers. Mxr pedalboard thing. Like I said earlier, I will send you a list of different impulse responses that I have in my collection. I will load one of those into the built-in cab sim of this unit when it comes to you. I can even give you some recommendations of ones that I like. So this guy is a fairly pricey unit, but I would be willing to let this go for, I would like to get $250 for it. That's what I'm going to list it for on Reverb. I'm willing to let it go to one of you guys for $200. That's $100 off a brand new one of these. And we used this quite a bit last year in SPJ Live because it's a good direct recording rig. But we will open the bids at $125. The reserve will be, let's see, I'll think about it. So place your bid starting right now in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to start bids at $125. I would be willing to let it go for $200 to one of you guys watching right now, not in the future. It will be, if it doesn't sell here, it's going up on Reverb for $250. Any interest? Any interest at all? You can be honest. If there's no interest, we'll move on. It's fine. Last chance. I'm not seeing any interest in this. None whatsoever. Free impulse response with it. Free impulse response. Willing to let it go for $200. It's $300 brand new. Going once. Going twice. Going up on Reverb. All right. The real feelers. Mxr, New Neighbor Neuron. I'm going to be putting up both of these for the Hydra. Where is this? Okay, here we go. The Neuron, I'm going to be putting up on Reverb for $225. The Hydra, I'm going to be putting up on Reverb for, if I can find the price that I wrote down for it. I don't know, but brand new, they're around $300, so I'm probably going to be trying to get about $250 for this. But since it doesn't include the power supply, I'll probably just put it up. It'll end up getting like $225 for it. So $225 for both of these. That'll be the listing price. We're going to start with Hydra. So if you really, really want the Hydra, I'd say the minimum I'd take for it is $200. But brand new, they sell closer to $300. So, if that seems like something that you're into, opening bid will do $125, starting now. Any interest? No interest in the Hedra? Because we're well past our usual time we spend here, so I do need to get on with my day. There's still dinner to cook and other things to do around here. No interest in the Hedra? Going once? Going twice? All right. New Neighbor Neuron. Opening bid, $125. I'm going to be listing it on Reverb for $225. I might be willing to let it go for lower than that. So, starting bid, $125 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark Lodano, $150. Is that for the Neuron, Mark, or is that for the Hedra? I only ask because because StreamYard has been very latent, the comments recently. $150 for the Hedra. Well, that doesn't meet the minimum of what I'd want to make for it, so I appreciate the bid, but I'm going to have to make more than that, and we've already closed that off, so that's going up on Reverb. Tyler, 100 is too low. The minimum was 125. It's fine, Mark. I'm not mad at you. Just I didn't see your comment until after I had already, put it back and closed it up. So I didn't know, and I already started talking about the Neuron. So I didn't want to. I just was trying to make sure that I wasn't confused and that you weren't confused. So that we were talking about the same thing. So I'm not mad at you. Don't worry about it. You are more than welcome to come back anytime. I am not upset with you. And I'm guessing Tyler is bidding 100 on the he's bidding 100 on the what was it? Let's see. Craig is doing 125, so he is 125 for the Neuron. I assume Tyler was 100 for the Neuron. So let's go ahead. We have 125 on the Neuron, so an opening bid of 125. Do I hear 130 for the Neuron? 130. I gotta say, minimum for the Neuron would be 175. So if anybody really wants it, we gotta get up to 175. That's the lowest I'd like to get, but I'm willing to give you guys deals since you're here. Craig seems to be the only person interested in the Neuron, and 125 is a little low for me. No other interest in the Neuron? Yeah, I'm going to go with Craig and just go for Reverb because it doesn't seem like there's going to be any interest. So this is going up on Reverb, guys. And that's the stack. Obviously, let's put it this way. Once things go up on Reverb, I, of course, always accept offers from people and judge them at my own discretion. So I will do this for you guys. The majority of the stuff, other than the two that we sold to Tom and Francisco tonight, will be going up on Reverb sometime next week. if you watched the broadcast live tonight, just let me know in your offer with a little message that you were watching and you want to make an offer. I will be a little bit more accepting of your offers. Even if they're low, I'll consider them a little bit more than I might consider other folks. But other than that, we're going to close it out tonight. Congrats to Francisco and Tom on their new pedals. You guys are going to enjoy them immensely. I know it for certain. Tom, if you have not done so already, just follow the instructions here to get me your contact info and your payment. We'll work out shipping sometime next week. Francisco, I know I got your payment, but I'll check the email and make sure I got your contact info, and we will get you guys all set up and having a good time. But thank you so much, all of you, for joining in this little experiment tonight. I just thought it might be kind of fun to try something a little crazy, a little bit different. I don't really know how to host an auction. But it's kind of nice to just hang out with you guys in some different contexts because we all need to entertain ourselves in different ways this time of year. Well, this year especially. It's been a weird one. But it's great to have you guys here. It's great to have you guys watching. For those of you that tuned in live, thank you so much. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for doing so. There are many ways that you can help out the channel to grow, the first and foremost of which is by simply clicking on the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell, watching the videos when they get released, and giving them a thumbs up, interacting with them, and sharing them with your friends. If there's any other way that you would like to be able to support the channel, there are 2 different ways that you can do that. The easiest of which is the Patreon, which I did just upload the first exclusive Patreon video. It's from my archives of videos that never got released. So if you want to be able to see something that I worked on years ago that never got released to the public, and you want to be able to support the channel and see more videos like that, Patreon is the place to do so. You can tip me over on PayPal. There's always that as well, and we're going to be continuing on 2020, hopefully staying safe, staying healthy, and doing our best to ride out the storm. Trust me, we will be able to do it. It is very possible. So until next time, my friends, and where I see you here, same bat time, same bat channel, I want to encourage you all to be kind to each other, be positive. There's a lot of drama and a lot of stupid shit going on in the guitar community on YouTube right now. Don't play party to it. Do not be part of it. You are better than that. I know you are better than that. We are all better than that. So please do not give in to that darkness. Do not go down that dark hallway. Nobody likes an asshole, and there are far too many of them on the internet these days. I'm judging by the fact that you're here that you're not one, because I try very hard to keep this a dick-free zone, even though most of us are dudes. That was a bad joke. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, my friends. It's an absolute amazing thing that you all are joining me for these little shindigs, and I hope you all, until I see you next, Stompbox Saturday coming back this Saturday, come back for that. I wish you all great tone, good health, and happy stomping, and all the blessings that you could hope for. Take care, my friends. I'll see you next time.